Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to R.A. Faginal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. I'm Tim Calderwood alongside Kevin Jude. It's volleyball action on this Tuesday night here on Blue Jay TV. A pair of nationally ranked foes tangling today. That's right, Elmhurst, despite losing to Millikin the last time you saw the Blue Jays here on Blue Jay TV, enters the AVCA rankings this week at number 24, thanks in part to a 4-0 showing at Chicago this weekend. Their opponent, the Carthage College Lady Reds. Carthage 13-2, unbeaten 2-0 in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin to this point. Kevin, how about a look at the starting lineups?
Certainly, Tim. For Carthage on the floor, Jordan Burkholder in the middle. Lauren Demkowski, an outside hitter. Cindy Kavanaugh also in the middle. Michelle Medea, one of the all-conference returning picks, a senior from Naperville, as an outside hitter. Joanne Pankratz is the setter. Danny Steffa, the right side hitter. And Izzy Shandlin is the libero for the Lady Reds. For the Blue Jays, Sam Zarmak on the outside, Caitlin Wilkes, Megan Reynolds in the middle, Hannah Lesson, one of the DS outside hitters for the Blue Jays, Taylor Rasmussen on the right side. Aaron Thill does the setting, and Perry Morgan's the Blue Jays starting libero.
It'll be Elmhurst opening on serve. Aaron Thill, the honors. The junior out of Freeport, Illinois, opening up the matchup here tonight. Carthage thus far in CCIW play, as we mentioned, sitting at 2-0. They took care of Wheaton in 5 sets last week at home. And their other CCIW victory is a straight set win at North Park. Already a nice rally to open play, set over by Perry Morgan. And Carthage able to open the scoring on the kill from Danny Steffa.
Very good rally between the two squads to get things started here. You said, Tim, that Carthage 2-0. Wheaton College taking them 2-5.
Carthage serving with the advantage, and a lift will be called on the set. It's a 2-0 advantage for Carthage. And it was at home, so it was a pretty surprise in that regard as well.
Not a good pass from the Blue Jays in the back row. Aaron Thill trying to dig that one out of the net, called for the lift.
The night after that 5-set victory over Wheaton, Carthage handed Chicago its first loss of the year in 5 sets at Chicago. They did not participate in a tournament this weekend, so they were 2-0 last week.
Elmhurst bounced back from that loss against Millikin, winning all 4 of their matches at Chicago. The big one coming at the end against 24th ranked Wartburg College, at the time 24th. Elmhurst taking Wartburg's spot in the poll this week.
Demkowski with an attempt for Carthage. Winding up is Hannah Lesson. Set short. Megan Reynolds has a go. Demkowski again. Batted around. Back set towards Kavanaugh. Interesting attack there. Lesson, was it tipped? Looking for help? Nope. Carthage point.
Couple extended rallies here in the early going.
Take a look at the CCIW standings here so far in 2011 in a few moments. Thill leaves it back and off the antenna. Carthage and Millikin, picked to be 1-2 in the preseason, are 1-2 with both 2-0 marks. Elmhurst, Wheaton, North Central, Augustana 1-1. North Park and Illinois Wesleyan 0-2. Racing up is Lesson. And it's into the Carthage bench. Side out for the Blue Jays.
And a Lesson saw a lot of extended time, not just as in the back row, but getting some swings this weekend at a strong match against Wartburg, and already a good start for her here.
You saw that kind of start last Tuesday, late in the matchup against Millikin she entered. Listed as a defensive specialist on the roster. Now she's in the act defensively on the left side with a block, joining Caitlin Wilkes.
Caitlin Wilkes has really come on strong as of late with her blocking, leading the Blue Jays this past weekend in blocks.
Blocked again by the Blue Jays. Carthage was in the net.
Wilkes and Rasmussen with the honors that time for Elmhurst. 3 straight points for the Blue Jays, and we're even at 4.
Elmhurst leading the CCIW in blocks. 2.25 per set. 126 overall. 56 sets played. Zarmak guides it over. Short attempt from Medea. And it's blocked again by the Blue Jays. Taylor Rasmussen and Caitlin Wilkes.
Same combination for Elmhurst, just having a field day right now on the right side.
6 foot and 6'1", Rasmussen and Wilkes, respectively.
They have stuffed Carthage's mass offensive player Medea 2 times consecutively.
And that's without even mentioning the CCIW's leader in blocks, Megan Reynolds, who has been serving during this run, thus not at the net.
4 straight points off of Megan Reynolds' serve. 6-4 now Blue Jays.
Reynolds is the sophomore out of Thornton, Illinois. Problems at the net, and Wilkes converts. Carthage out of sorts.
6 straight points for the Blue Jays, and Leanne Ulmer has seen enough. She'll go to the bench, call a timeout here. Blue Jays were down 4-1 early, and now finally starting to get some momentum here. 7-4, still very early in this match, but 6 straight points by Elmhurst, and the Blue Jays looking sharp in the early on.
We welcome you to Blue Jay TV on this Tuesday. There's a chat room on the right side. Feel free to drop your thoughts in there on the broadcast quality, among other things. I know producer-director Glenn would love to hear how everything is working on this Tuesday. Also want to let you know upcoming schedule. Saturday it's football against North Park. The return to action for the Blue Jays after a bye week following a tough loss at the Chicago. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for the CCIW opener with North Park, which will take place at 1 o'clock at Langhorst Field on Saturday afternoon. So that is the schedule of upcoming broadcasts here on Blue Jay TV. Strong start for Elmhurst tonight at home. Megan Reynolds with a deep serve, in fact too deep. An error. Other action around the CCIW this evening. Milliken is at Wheaton. Augustana at Illinois Wesleyan, and North Central at North Park. Phil with a back set towards Wilkes. Found an opening in the back of the Carthage defense. 8-5 in the first set. Elmhurst with the advantage at home. Stepping back is Marcy Novak to serve. Sophomore out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Attack from the set slot. Dropped in by Drew Ann Pankratz, the senior out of Schaumburg, Illinois.
Pankratz, a 2-sport star, also plays for the Carthage College women's basketball squad.
And she'll be serving as well. Aiming for Morgan. Lesson steps up, short. Pankratz tries to get out of the way, but no help coming. A 9-6 advantage for Elmhurst. Hannah Lesson serving. A sophomore for the Blue Jays. Still a very young team, into the top 25 this week at number 24 without a single senior on their roster.
Meanwhile, speaking of seniors, Carthage, very senior-heavy squad this year, Tim. 8 seniors on this varsity dress roster.
Zarmak. Dropped in off the blockers by Danny Steffa, one of those aforementioned seniors.
Well, and it's most of the starting lineup, too. Burkholder, Demkowski. Kavanaugh is a senior as well. Medea and Pankratz and Steffa. About 75% of their starters are seniors. So Carthage with some holes to fill after this season. Head coach Leanne Ulmer has always done a nice job recruiting, though.
(10-8) Elmhurst with the lead. Perry Morgan, the libero, serving. Elmhurst in the blue, Carthage in the red. Was it tipped? Yes.
Off the block of Megan Reynolds that time. Just skied too far over the hands of Perry Morgan in the back row.
10-9 advantage for Elmhurst in the opening set this evening. We played at 25, best of 5. Izzy Shanlin to serve.
Great save by Phil.
Speaking of Phil, she'll lead Zarmak to the net. Kind of an awkward stance from Stefa makes it tough to pick up at point.
Saved it.
Number 7. Serving error. Again, bring the Lady Reds to within 11-10. They've won 9 matches in a row after dropping 2 straight in St. Louis at Wash U, falling to Wash U and Christopher Newport, winning only 1 set in those 2 defeats. Kept off of the floor and finessed ahead. Here's Megan Reynolds. And Reynolds with her first opportunity offensively for the Blue Jays today.
Not much of a chance for Demkowski that time as Reynolds just powers it down off the wrist of Demkowski and down. Blue Jays know, Tim, if they want a shot at winning the CCW championship, they pretty much have to have this one tonight. Already lost against Milliken. A lot of things can still happen here, but being 5-2 in the league with Milliken and Carthage in front of you is going to be very tough to win a conference title. So Elmhurst knows if they wanted to have any chance of staying alive, they pretty much had to have this one tonight against the Lady Reds.
12-11 Curly. We've talked a lot about the play at the net. Leading blocker for Carthage is Cindy Cavanaugh with only 50 blocks on the season. Megan Reynolds missed left.
Just sailed it a bit wide. The floor was open for her, and Carthage has come back to tie it up at 12.
Momentum shifting. And further, perhaps a timeout coming from Julie Hall.
Pretty much an ace that time for Carthage. Zarmak just unable to handle the serve. Nothing on the pass.
Still in the middle for Reynolds. Adea leads the break for Carthage. Antonia V.C. Smith has entered for Elmhurst. Adea again. Drops it home. 14-12 in favor of Carthage.
Fortunate break that time for Carthage. Elmhurst was going to be in position to pick that one up. It just tipped off the block of Reynolds up and over.
V.C. Smith off the blockers. Attack from the set slot. Rasmussen towards V.C. Smith again. Pushed back. Demkowski has an opportunity. And it's 15-12 Carthage. Timeout Elmhurst.
That one looked like it may have been ticketed for out of bounds, but the Blue Jays play it anyway. I think Carthage a little bit of a favor now.
First set of action tonight. On the docket for Elmhurst. They will next play at Augustana 1 week from tonight. And they'll host Wisconsin Whitewater in a non-conference matchup here on October 6th. They'll also participate at the University of Wisconsin Platteville tournament. Before the back portion of the schedule features an awful lot of home contests. Home dates with North Park and Illinois Wesleyan sandwiched around the Elmhurst College Blue Jay Invitational, the second invite of the year here at Elmhurst. October 21st and 22nd. Leanne Ulmer took a timeout very early for Carthage as Elmhurst came roaring back from a 4-1 deficit. Led for a significant portion of the middle of this first set. But now it is the Lady Reds carrying the banner. Zarmak from the back row. Off the rafters, dropping home.
Fortunate break for Elmhurst that time. Zarmak unloading from the back. And the dig attempt by Carthage hits up into the ventilation and drops to the floor.
Zarmak, a freshman for the Blue Jays. Nobody covering the back right corner defensively. 16-13 Carthage with the lead. Another significant recruiting class for the Blue Jays this year. A lot of freshmen on the squad. But Zarmak is the only one who starts. V.C. Smith winds up. The linesman tried to say it was tipped, but the referees conferred and did not say it was touched, thus 17-13. And now looks like some conversation about it. That'll be all. Zarmak receives the serve. Wilkes winds up on the left side. Medea, here's V.C. Smith. Dropping in.
Carthage just seems like they're in the right place, right time defensively. Very good positioning defensively by the Lady Reds.
R.C. Novak to serve.
At least the third, or if not the fourth, service error on the Blue Jays in the opening set, and that's not something you can do, is just hand Carthage free points. Not the team to be giving away points when you're already down 3.
Pankratz serving. V.C. Smith to her knees is Shanlin to dig out. And the space is there right now for Carthage. Medea stretches it to 19-14. Pankratz again. Wilkes. Shanlin there. V.C. Smith at the net. Out of the reach of Dembowski.
Blue Jays need to get a run going pretty much right now. Down 4 points. Carthage is 6 points away from the set. They were down early and then rattled off some points in succession to tie it up. They could sure use that right now.
Pankratz sets up the middle. And Elmhurst was in the net.
Unfortunate for Elmhurst. Great dig defensively that time, but it wasted as an error on the Blue Jays.
In the middle for Medea.
Oh, that did not get touched by the block. That was into the net.
Guided over. Burkholder. And a point for the Blue Jays. It all ends up working out.
I didn't see an Elmhurst player touch that ball. Still down 4. Elmhurst needing to put a run together in a hurry.
Lesson is in position from the back row. And Phil will zap it ahead. Missed. That's 2 straight for the Blue Jays, 20-17.
Carthage wanted a tip. Not going to get it from the officials or the linesman. The Blue Jays cut into it by 1.
Terry Morgan deep. Off the blockers, side out. 21-17, Carthage in front in set number 1.
Nice job by Danny Steff, able just to sneak that one between the 2 Blue Jay blockers.
Pankratz from the set spot.
Blue Jays just struggling, getting the opportunities here. Just that initial serve receive and some of their passing not really crisp.
And a timeout for Elmhurst.
Not really able to get any good swings on the ball while they're attacking. And when they have, Carthage has been there defensively. And the Lady Reds opening up a nice 22-17 lead right now as Julie Hall burns her second and final timeout of this opening set.
Carthage ranked 7th this week. Poll released today. Elmhurst sitting at 24th. The Blue Jays were receiving votes last week and have jumped into the top 25 by virtue of their 4-0 weekend. Izzy Shandlin on serve for Carthage. Zarmak short, clears the front row. But Kavanaugh able to convert. And it's 23-17. Phil back towards Reynolds. Ping-ponged around before falling to the hardwood.
Had a good pass that time by the Blue Jays, and that's, like we said, what they have not been doing particularly well so far here.
Aaron Phil serving. Punched at the net. Reynolds with that quick release. Elmhurst is in the net. And Carthage will have a set point upcoming. 6 in total as they sub out. Kate Polizzi will serve. And hand Carthage the first set. 25-18 is the score in the first tonight in Elmhurst. We'll have set number 2 coming your way in moments on Blue Jay TV.
Highlights, I'd probably say being on the tennis team is the first one. I get along with the guys really well. We just got back from our spring break trip in Hilton Head. That was really fun. It was good team bonding. A lot of people are friendly. I haven't met too many non-friendly people, I'd say. Everybody's pretty welcoming. The life around here, I'd say, is pretty good. I have a job off campus. I teach tennis for kids. My coach helped me out with it. He worked there when he was in high school. I mean, I try to do as much as I can while I'm here.
It's tough trying to balance homework and practice, but I feel like our coaches stress academics to a point where you have to succeed. I'm actually a hometown kid. I grew up in Elmhurst. When the football team approached me, it was kind of like a lock, you know? I get to go to school in my hometown, play football. When you get to play something that you love, along with getting that education, it's priceless. Coming here, I was just surprised at how close everybody is on campus. I know pretty much everybody in terms of athletics on the campus. You will not want to leave this place come senior year. I'm going to live up this last year that I got for everything that's worth.
Highlights, I'd probably say being on the tennis team is the first one. I get along with the guys really well. We just got back from our spring break trip in Hilton Head. That was really fun. It was good team bonding. A lot of people are friendly. I haven't met too many non-friendly people, I'd say. Everybody's pretty welcoming. The life around here, I'd say, is pretty good. I have a job off campus. I teach tennis for kids. My coach helped me out with it. He worked there when he was in high school. I mean, I try to do as much as I can while I'm here.
Wrestling here has been great. I've been able to achieve some of my goals I've set for myself, and I guess coming to a smaller school in wrestling, I got to be able to start right away and wrestle every year so far. Coming here and be able to compete right away is great. Since coming here in wrestling, I'm a 3-time All-American. I won a national championship this year, went undefeated. 2-time conference champion, conference outstanding wrestler this year. Me and Coach Marinette are pretty close. I go in there all the time and talk to him, not just about wrestling. And since coming here, I've been able to relate closer to my team and the coaches and stuff.
Carthage wins the opening set at Elmhurst tonight, 25-18. Elmhurst came out very strong. They've got to find a way to sustain that intensity, however, as we head into the second.
See if the Blue Jays can do tonight what they couldn't do against Milliken last Tuesday, Tim, and that's put a bad set behind them. after a good, strong start. Then they faltered a little bit. And same thing against Milliken. They were right there in that second set after winning the first one, and then they kind of fell apart a little bit, and they could not overcome that the rest of the way. Let's see if Elmhurst can put that first set behind him and go to work in the second set now.
Opening on serve is Carthage. Izzy Shandlin with the honors. And Megan Reynolds right away with an attack error as Carthage strikes first. Shandlin again up the right side of the floor. Back set towards Reynolds. Perfect spot.
Great court vision that time by Megan Reynolds. The whole play in front of her, saw there was nobody behind the blockers and just tipped it over rather than trying to power it down.
Sam Zarmak serving. It's over. Blocked. Pushed around and attacked by Medea. Reynolds sends it right at Medea and down.
Short power set that time from the Blue Jays. Reynolds was dead center for Elmhurst. Still just goes up with that short, fast set, and Reynolds unloads to the back.
Sam Zarmak serving. Miscommunication makes it a 3-1 Elmhurst lead.
Pass was right at Steffa. I don't know, Pankratz, being the setter, thought she needed to make a play on that one. Almost running into one another, and Blue Jays will take the point.
Carthage has some problems with the serve. Medea from the back row able to recover. Rasmussen dings it around. Demkowski at the net. Nice rally here. Zarmak over the blockers.
Good rally, good start for the Blue Jays. Julie Hall up off the bench, encouraging her team with a 4-1 lead. Carthage with all kinds of problems here in the early part of the second set.
Just out of position and not really talking to each other. Reynolds. In the middle, Kavanaugh attempts to change it and misses.
Communication errors for Carthage, some passing errors from Carthage, serve-receive problems, and Leanne Ulmer's seen enough, she'll call a timeout. Now, one thing we saw about Carthage, Tim, they are quick to shake off any sort of troubles that they might have. Fell behind early in that first set before putting it all together and taking the opener 18-25, and Elmhurst racing out to a 5-1. Still very, very early, but a good sign for Elmhurst, and some problematic signs a little bit if you're Carthage with some struggling here early on in the second, but a good timeout called by Leanne Ulmer. Let's see how the Lady Reds react.
Mentioned that run for Elmhurst in the first set. Well, it pretty much turned around out of a timeout. So the timeout here trying to settle down Carthage perhaps in the second, trailing 5-1 on the road. First timeout for Carthage. Zarmak trying to continue the Elmhurst run after Carthage scored the first point of this set. Right down Main Street. A back set from Pankratz. And Blue Jays into the nets, handing the side out over to Carthage.
Well, too much on the pass that time for Elmhurst. Phil trying to give chase right into the net that time.
Ace for Carthage. Katie Polizzi. Short again. Still back towards Rasmussen. And it's 3 straight for Carthage out of the timeout.
Just like we said, when Carthage needs to put something together. They can certainly capable of doing that, and right out of the timeout, 3 in a row, and they're within a point of the Blue Jays.
And a lesson winds up. Left side try from Demkowski. Morgan racing back. Blue Jays trying to recover. Phil with enough on it to clear the net. Lesson does not jump. Aiming back right. Kavanaugh blocked. Megan Reynolds all by herself.
Good point for Elmhurst. Doing some nice defensive work to keep that point alive. Perry Morgan racing all the way back, almost to the basketball end line, to keep that play alive.
And the towel will come out.
Wet spot on the floor.
Reynolds taking her time, picking the spot.
And again, an unfortunate tip for the Blue Jays off the block. Lesson was there defensively, but Carthage able to use the block of Caitlin Wilkes to sneak it down. The Lady Reds draw to within a point again.
Too easy for Kavanaugh to tie it up. Lesson. Right place, right time for Carthage. And
Double hit.
Wilkes' attempt, it's a double hit to hand Carthage the lead.
Lesson unloaded from the back and just a pure defensive play by Carthage, and the ball came right back over the net. And now the Blue Jays with the break. Off the top of the tape. As Pancratz was right there to handle that one, and it just kind of ate her up as it clipped the top of the tape of the net and dropped over her head.
Enter Marcy Novak. (7-7) in the second with Carthage up a set. Powerful from Medea. Deep serve. Lesson up the left side at Demkowski. Demkowski from the back row. Caitlin Wilkes kept alive. Lesson recovers again. The rally is on. Here's Medea. At the net, Lesson. Scooped out of there by Demkowski. Shouldered around. Medea will aim for Morgan. Back set towards Wilkes. Lazy is there. And too much on the try from Demkowski. 8-8.
Good point for the Blue Jays. Several extended rallies out here. A lot more than we saw last Tuesday, Tim, against Milliken.
Lesson with a deep serve. Carthage out of position initially.
Yep.
Harry Morgan with issues.
Nice job to keep it alive, but kind of ate up Perry Morgan a little bit.
Duran Pancratz to serve. With Carthage leading 9-8 here in the second. And our down referee is out there checking on that same spot earlier. Wilkes in the middle. Medea towards the Elmhurst bench, heads Zarmak. Medea has a go again and finds the hardwood. Substitution for Elmhurst. Katie Rufer, the backup setter, will enter for the first time. Pankratz very short on the attempt. Zarmak winds up with authority.
That's about the strongest kill the Blue Jays have had of the night. Pure power coming from Zarmak on the outside.
Perry Morgan serving for the Blue Jays. Pankratz leaves it back.
The error on Elmhurst.
Medea serving with Carthage up 2. Late decision from Lesson, but a smart one.
Teammates called her off it at the last second. Lesson was about to go up and take a swing at that one, but the serve sails long. Rufer heads out, Phil back in for the Blue Jays.
Aaron Thill returning and serving. Aimed back towards Carthage. In the middle, Jordan Burkholder.
Burkholder just sneaking it through the Elmhurst block. Puts the Lady Reds back up by 2.
Izzy Shanlin serving. Zarmak short this time.
Wow, great play by Carthage to keep that alive.
You bet.
They kept it alive temporarily at least, but Megan Reynolds unloading and tugging that one in just inside the back line.
Tanea V.C. Smith returning for Elmhurst here in the second. Steffa targets Morgan. Rasmussen over the blockers. On the right side, Steffa again. Back to a 2-point advantage.
Elmhurst is going back and forth with the Lady Reds for the last few points.
V.C. Smith forced to head short. Little miscommunication. Shanlin finally takes charge.
A good chance for the Blue Jays, and they convert.
Because Shanlin was out of position, usually she's back in that corner.
Had to just kind of pop that one up over the net. Perfect opportunity for the Blue Jays, and they take advantage of the 3-ball. Wow, and another great play by Carthage to keep that one alive.
Cindy Kavanaugh. But V.C. Smith ties it.
Carthage with some incredible defensive plays to keep some of those alive, but unfortunately for the Lady Reds, you keep it alive like that, you're kind of giving Elmhurst a free swing, and V.C. Smith delivers again, knotted up at 13.
Well, it was a long serving run from Reynolds in the first set that put Elmhurst in control early. Reynolds has converted on consecutive points for the Blue Jays here in the second. And the sophomore will serve again. Demkowski. Zarmak airborne. Rasmussen kind of with a set attack. Kind of an in-between set versus spike. And it puts Elmhurst in front, 14-13.
Great recognition by Taylor Rasmussen, seeing the huge hole in the back corner and just fired it right down the line and in.
Jump ball. Blocked. Wilkson Rasmussen.
4 straight for Elmhurst, 15-13 Blue Jays now.
B.C. Smith converts. 16-13 Elmhurst.
Timeout for Carthage? Guess not.
Not
They
yet.
are going to try and let them fight through it here. I thought for sure that would be the play where it...
Remember, she did use one very early here in the second.
That's true.
Demkowski will end the run. 5 straight points for Elmhurst.
Once again, Megan Reynolds serving, and the Blue Jays rallying behind her serve. Nice job by the Blue Jays to keep that alive.
Dea hands another one to Carthage, 2 straights.
Taking advantage that time, I think Zarmak, if she had let that one go, that may have sailed long, but just couldn't bring the hands down in time.
Demkowski with a twisting serve. Medea sets it over. V.C. Smith with the dig and with the attack and kill as well.
Surprised Medea didn't just try to unwind on that one. Instead, going for the set attack, V.C. Smith got right back in perfect position. Great pass to Phil, and it came right back to her, and V.C. Smith able to put it away. Push Elmhurst back to a 2-point lead in this second set.
17-15. And way too much there.
Opportunity for the Blue Jays. A little miscommunication at first. A 3-ball just sent over by Carthage, and a little miscommunication between Novak and it looked like that was, I think, Caitlin Wilkes there, who was going to handle that originally. And then Zarmak sends it long.
Marcy Novak finds an opening.
Speaking of communication, Demkowski and Kavanaugh kind of looking at each other. I got it, you got it. Instead, it goes right to the floor. Elmhurst clinging to that 2-point lead right now.
Pankratz from the set spot.
Sneaky attack by Drew-Ann Pankratz. Dropped it over Lesson's head, and Perry Morgan not enough time to react. Down the line and out. So the Blue Jays get it right back. Very close, but linesman on top. Flag went up.
Morgan with a deep serve. Pankratz leads Medea. And it's a side out to Carthage.
We've been back and forth here the last 4 points now. Side out, side out. See if either team can put something together behind their own serve. Reynolds goes off the block and down again. Well, when you're up by 2, you can afford to go back and forth here with Carthage, but the Blue Jays would love to pick up a couple more here.
20-18 as Aaron Thill steps way back. Pankratz punched it, and it won't clear the net.
Finally, the Blue Jays able to push that lead to 3 points. Carthage with problems handling the Thill serve, and now Leanne Ulmer is going to use that second timeout. Elmer's just 4 points away from evening this match at a set apiece.
21-18 in the second. You're on Blue Jay TV. And again, Our next broadcast comes on Saturday. It's football, Elmhurst and North Park, the CCIW opener. Elmhurst has been able to withstand the Carthage runs here in the second, something that they could not do successfully in the first. Julie Hall chatting with her squad along with the rest of the Blue Jay coaching staff. Aaron Thill restarting play. Carthage out of timeout and out of position
Another
as well.
three ball coming for the Blue Jays.
Thill back towards Rasmussen. Dug out by Pankratz. Nice diving dig in the back from Lesson, who's naturally a defensive specialist. Demkowski dinged around. Demkowski blocked. Demkowski again. Perry Morgan leads Zarmak. Yes!
Big point for the Blue Jays. 22-18 now Elmhurst. Another long rally, and Elmhurst had their chances early. A couple three balls that Carthage was able to keep them alive. And finally, Zarmak unloading from the back row, putting it down.
On the right side, it's Steffa. Reynolds short in the middle. Demkowski there defensively. Pankratz from this set slot. Zarmak, wing left. Steffa ends the run, 22-19.
Steffa trying to just go parallel to the net, sneaks it off the Elmhurst block and down. Blue Jays want a quick side out here. Can't let Carthage try and claw their way back in with a couple straight points.
Off the top of the net. Zarmak. Aiming for Shanlin. Kavanaugh has an attempt, and it's a lift.
And Julie Hall will quickly take a timeout here, let her team get organized.
22-20 in the second. Elmhurst with the advantage. You're on Blue Jay TV tonight. I'm Tim Calderwood next to Kevin Jude. You can follow the Blue Jays on Twitter, twitter.com/Elmhurst Blue Jay. Facebook as well. Second set winding down in Elmhurst. Carthage captured the first, 25-18. Elmhurst looking to even it up here at home. And a lesson from the back row. Off the blockers and down. Slight tick from the blocker at the net may have caused Shanlin to hesitate momentarily and was out of position. Elmhurst on serve with the chance to come up with a set point. Zarmak serving. And it's missed by Steffa. Set point Elmhurst.
4 of them for the Blue Jays here. A chance to knot this match at one set apiece.
Not before a substitution, though, for Carthage. Katie Stenslin, first appearance on the floor tonight. Morgan to her knees. V.C. Smith looking to end it. And other ideas, though, for Demkowski.
Lauren Demkowski keeping this one alive for the Lady Reds. On cross court, putting it down. The Blue Jays just need a point to side out here. As Katie Polizzi back to serve.
Locked back at Rasmussen. Carthage is not going away here in the second.
Oh, you knew they wouldn't. Elmhurst just needs a point here. Got to keep their composure.
Morgan has some problems initially. Demkowski. In the middle, Reynolds. Kept alive. Demkowski again. Elmhurst backs up. Zarmak from the back row. No. 3 straight for Carthage.
And Julie Hall, as she used her timeout, she has not used her second one. She'll use it now, and Carthage within a point here, making it very interesting. The Blue Jays looked like they had it at 24-20, but 3 straight from the Lady Reds.
Second set at R.A. Fagenal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. Carthage trying to tie it. Katie Polizzi serving. Still a little out of position, leads towards VZ Smith. And we are even off the kill from Kavanaugh.
Wow,
24 all.
Could easily be a turning point in this match if Carthage can finish this. That just, boy, you hate to see that if you're an Elmhurst fan. They looked like they were on the verge of knotting this thing up, and 4 straight by the Lady Reds, and now an absolutely critical point in this set.
VC Smith short. In the middle, Demkowski. Pankratz with her best attempt. VC Smith again, and it's another set point for Elmhurst.
Finally, the Blue Jays had to use that one as they were getting just a few too many chances, a couple of sets that weren't the greatest passes there, and finally Elmhurst able to unload VC Smith from the back row. And once again, Megan Reynolds to serve. Let's see if she can wrap this one up for the Blue Jays.
The 5th set point for Elmhurst, who was up 24-20 before Carthage rattled 4 in a row. Demkowski, yes. Tied again.
Anytime you're tied, that next point becomes so critical.
VC Smith. Dug out defensively by Shandlin. And now it is Carthage who will have a set point, their first here in the second. 26-25. Carthage has been able to fend off 5 set points to this point. And they'll have to wait a little while longer if they want to close out the second. VC Smith right down the middle.
Carthage not going away in this second set, but Elmhurst trying to keep that confidence level up.
Marcy Novak has entered and is serving. It's blocked by Wilkes. Wilkes will place Elmhurst in a position for the 6th time here in the second to try and finish it out. Adea has a swat. VC Smith ends it. 28-26, Elmhurst in the second. And we'll head to the third here on Blue Jay TV in moments.
We're actually really good this year. There's 23 of us on the team, so it's quite a large team. We were close friends. A lot of the teammates lived together with other teammates. In high school, I wasn't the most organized person because sports were just kind of like a side note in high school. Here, you have to really balance yourself. Division III, it's more academics first, softball second. So our coach really strives on the academic portion of school. And just like yesterday, we had a game. I went to class and came late to the game instead, but the game was canceled, luckily. Softball's really kind of taught me some organization skills, I guess.
The balance with athletics in school, it's just, with me, I did it all throughout high school, so I needed to do sports in order to stay focused. I run cross country in the fall and track in the spring. I was injured my freshman year and I just felt so off track. It didn't feel natural. I think a lot of the students coming from high school and coming to D3, it's what they need to stay focused. If you could do it in high school, you could do it here. The bigger schools, you don't have the coach time like you do here. You can just join the team and just have fun. We actually just went to Tennessee for a spring break trip, so it was different. It was a lot of fun being able to travel. We had 2 first-place finishes, so it was kind of impressive. It's nice having that other family aside from being at home because you're with them all the time. Don't be afraid to go out there and try new things.
Wrestling here has been great. I've been able to achieve some of my goals I've set for myself, and I guess coming to a smaller school in wrestling, I got to be able to start right away and wrestle every year so far. Coming here and be able to compete right away is great. Since coming here in wrestling, I'm a 3-time All-American. I won a national championship this year, went undefeated. 2-time conference champion, conference outstanding wrestler this year. Me and Coach Marinette are pretty close. I go in there all the time and talk to him, not just about wrestling. And since coming here, I've been able to relate closer to my team and the coaches and stuff.
Even at a set apiece here in Elmhurst. Carthage winning the opener 25-18. Elmhurst responding in a back-and-forth second to win 28-26. Thus, the third becomes pivotal. And it'll be Elmhurst who opens on serve here momentarily. Sam Sarmak will begin the third set. See if Elmhurst rides some momentum from the first set victory today. Casey Smith with a block. And Carthage did not make it over the net. Ace for Zarmak. Backing up on it consistently was Shandlin, who opted to let it go.
Linesman right on top of the call, pointing down the whole way just inside the tape. Similar struggles for Carthage here early on in this one, just like the second with their ball handling.
That'll end on that swat from Medea. Wilkes! 3-1 Elmhurst. Perry Morgan with a deep serve. And a side out heading towards Carthage.
Carthage returns the favor with the serving error.
Four to two here in set number 3. Marcy Novak serving for the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays going to get a free chance right here.
For Reynolds, who makes the most of it.
Whole back row is up for Carthage. Reynolds electing to go to the back corner and tucking that one inside.
Demkowski. 3 Blue Jays there, but none could keep it off the floor. 5-3 Elmhurst here in the third. And a service ace for Carthage as well. Katie Rufer has opened this third set at the setter slot. And the first opportunity is made good for Katie Stensland.
Good effort by the Blue Jays, but unable to track it down.
Carthage has tied it 5 apiece. Reynolds back from whence it came, and Novak into the net. Was 5-2. That's 4 straight on the Carthage side. And another ace as well from Shandlin. (7-5) in favor of the guests. Rufer swats it over. In from the back row is Medea. V.C. Smith off the tape and down.
Ends Carthage's run there. Makes it 7-6.
Enter Hannah Lesson. Take the place of V.C. Smith on the floor and serve for the Blue Jays here in the third. Kavanaugh swats, and returning the favor is Demkowski. On our way back to serve is Katie Polizzi. In the middle is Reynolds.
Open spot on the floor for Megan Reynolds in the back row. Not much Shandlin could do with that one.
Reynolds will serve for Elmhurst as well, trailing 8-7. And Demkowski winds up for Carthage. It's Demkowski's turn. Wilkes targets Demkowski. From the left edge, Medea. Zarmak off the blockers.
Zarmak with a hole right there, just fighting it between the two Carthage blockers. Keeping this third set extremely tight at 9-8.
Aaron Thill up the left side. And an ace.
Nice low serve by Aaron Thill, just sinking across the tape. Carthage unable to handle it, and we're even up at 9.
Thill is fourth in the CCIW in aces. Her teammate Sam Zarmak sitting second. Big side out for Carthage to maintain the lead here in the third.
Kavanaugh able just to go up, take a nice easy look, and pick her spot in the back row that time. Big hole in the Elmhurst defense.
Back set to Wilkes. Boinked around. Medea blocked. Chasing towards the Carthage bench is Demkowski, but she won't get there.
Rasmussen and Wilkes right there again, stuffing Medea and evening this one at 10.
Zarmak serving 10-10 deep. Backpedaling is Shanlin. In the middle, Demkowski. Thill with a jump back set to Rasmussen over the blockers. Carthage tries to set up. Just guided over. V.C. Smith, yes.
Free chance for the Blue Jays as Medea did a nice job to save that one, having to keep it in almost at the scorer's table that time. But the Blue Jays got a free ball over the net, and V.C. Smith unable to unload and fight it off the Carthage block for the point.
11-10, Elmhurst back in front. Eased over. Thill back towards Wilkes. From the back row, Demkowski. Wilkes missed.
Tried to go cross court that time and send it a little bit long out of bounds, and we're even up at 11. Your Carthage, Tim, too many three-ball opportunities coming over the net for Elmhurst.
V.C. Smith. And it's hammered home on the left side for Carthage by Medea. Jump ball. Thill saves it. Off the net, diving in is Zarmak. Here's Rasmussen. Morgan digs out in the back row. Zarmak ahead on the left side. Back set again towards Stensland.
Caitlin Wilkes there again. V.C. Smith with some help. Another block for Elmhurst. This one has been tight throughout. Neither team with a lead of more than 2 points in this set.
We're seeing some long rallies here today as well as Morgan twists it out of play.
Trying to go down the line that time. Sent it wide. Substitution for Carthage is Hannah Cahoon, freshman, seeing her first action.
Cahoon hails from Watertown, Wisconsin. Backup setter on the roster to Drew Ann Pankratz. Kept off by Zarmak, but out. 14-12 Carthage.
2-point lead now for the Lady Reds.
Out comes the towel again on the Elmhurst side. Cahoon. Nope.
The air costs Carthage a point here, 14-13.
Substitution for Elmhurst as Novak steps back to serve, receives the direction from the bench. Too easy for Stensland.
Big hole on the back, and Katie Stensland finds it. 15-13 Lady Reds.
Stensland has really stepped up here in this third set after not seeing very much action at all in the first two. Megan Reynolds with a point for the Blue Jays.
Speaking of stepping up, Reynolds doing that little roll that time, rolling to the outside and sending her right back to the ground down the middle.
Stensland has only played in 19 sets this year, 23 kills to her total. Hannah Lesson with the serve.
Another good chance coming here for Elmhurst, another 3-ball.
Zarmak blocked. Blue Jays back up and a set towards Novak. Demkowski blocked. Demkowski again clears the blockers here. Roofer sets up Reynolds. And it found a hole.
Nice job by Drew Ann Pankratz. Seizing the opportunity there with the Blue Jay back row a little further back. Dumping it over that front line with a setter dump. Again, a 2-point lead. Neither team able to get it higher than 2 points right now.
Demkowski. And a double hit.
Now it's a 3-point lead, 17-14. Let's see if Julie Hall calls a timeout, and she will.
17-14, Carthage in front in set number 3. Tied at a set apiece after Carthage captured the opening set, 25-18. Elmhurst finally broke through in the second. I say finally because it was on their 6th set point that Elmhurst was finally able to win the second set, 28-26. Next broadcast comes your way this weekend, Saturday afternoon football. Elmhurst opening the CCIW season. Following a bye week, the Blue Jays are 2-1. Their opponent will be the 3-0 Vikings of North Park. Play resumes with Katie Belize on serve. Belize on serve. Demkowski. Lesson is there. Roofer back towards Lesson. Deep and sent airborne by Shandlin. Wound up from the back row and a big attempt from Medea.
One may have sailed long if Elmhurst had let it go. Instead, they find themselves down 4 now.
Roofer, left for Zarmak. Dinged around. Roofer again on the left side for Zarmak. Look what I found. Side out for Elmhurst, 18-15. Good diving effort for Elmhurst as Novak kept it off the floor, but nobody was over to help out in the slot where she sent it. Zarmak. Wide right. Jump ball of the net. I believe it was Kavanaugh who put it down.
Roofer was trying to come over and get to the other side in position for a block. Just got her arm up there that time. Right off of the attack. And Carthage now with a comfortable lead.
Short on the go from Wilkes. Elmhurst recovers. Lesson guides it over. Pankratz from the set slot. Wilkes out of position, taps. Diving in is Novak. It's Wilkes again, and Elmhurst in the net.
Not sure the score is right. They haven't put any points on the scoreboard the last 2 times up here.
Now they're checking at the table.
I believe it's 21-15, and that it is.
Carthage on a run, trying to close out the third. Demkowski serving. Roofer back towards Wilkes, and it's off the antenna.
It was 14-13 earlier in favor of the Lady Reds. And now it's an 8-2 run by Carthage, and Julie Hall will burn her second timeout here as Carthage looks like they're about to go up 2-1.
Next volleyball action for you on Blue Jay TV will come Whitewater, October 6th. Is that what you're trying to frantically point at me?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. (22-15).
Coming out of the timeout now, Elmhurst has to put something together here in a hurry or they're going to be down 2-1 entering the fourth set.
Just a little too much. Medea is pleading for a touch. (22-16), Medea again in position to help out defensively after it's blocked at her. Zarmak deep. Bounced around for Wilkes. In the middle charges Kavanaugh. Wilkes again. Out of the way is Sandlin. Nice rally here late in the third. Roofer in the air for Novak. 3 Blue Jays are there. Wilkes ahead for Lesson, short. Reversed by Kavanaugh. Rally continues. Kavanaugh, no.
It hit almost the linesman, but he said no, it hit him on the fly. He's standing out of bounds, so right call.
(23-17). As Kavanaugh stepping back. Medea, Wilkes, back and forth. Medea again. And a set point coming up for Carthage. Elmhurst in the nets, 24-17. Jump ball. Medea diving in as Morgan. Another jump at the net. Medea off of Novak. And a block. Caitlin Wilkes all by herself. And is it? They're going to award Carthage the set.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there.
So 25-18, I guess, officially.
And we'll have the fourth coming in moments on Blue Jay TV.
Probably say being on a tennis team is the first one. I get along with the guys really well. We just got back from our spring break trip in Hilton Head. That was really fun. It was good team bonding. A lot of people are friendly. I haven't met too many non-friendly people, I'd say. Everybody's pretty welcoming. The life around here, I'd say, is pretty good. I have a job off campus. I teach tennis for kids. My coach helped me out with it. He worked there when he was in high school. I mean, I try to do as much as I can while I'm here.
I have had a great experience at Elmhurst. I'm obviously involved with the volleyball program. We're like sisters. It was instant friends as soon as I came here. Every year, the seniors get to pick places where we want to go for a tournament. So we've been to California, Colorado, Boston, and it's just been a fun experience because not only do we play volleyball, we also get to do touristy types of things. I would say we're pretty close because we practice 5 days a week for 2.5 hours. We're lifting, we're doing bonding things, and we're traveling on the weekends. So you're pretty much with these girls for 3 months every single day for hours. So we're all pretty close.
Carthage in front 2-1 on Blue Jay TV. Tim Calderwood with you alongside Kevin Jude. CCIW volleyball tonight from R.A. Faginal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. Next broadcast will be a football showdown Saturday. We're joined by Tony Menestra for the broadcast of said contest at 1 o'clock. You can catch it right here on Blue Jay TV. Carthage on serve up 2-1 after winning 25-18 in the third. Kind of a bizarre ending. That hit the antenna. I don't know if we really know what actually caused the final point to be called.
No, I really don't. I'm not sure Julie Hall was getting an explanation. It looked like in between.
Elmhurst with the early lead. Zarmak first to serve and into the net. Either way, Carthage in control. Would have been hard for the Blue Jays probably to rally from 7 down, but Carthage was rallying from 4 down in the previous set. One apiece, Lesson. Off of Pankratz. Phil to Reynolds, too long. Two apiece. A long serve from Katie Polizzi. Scratched that, it was Hannah Cahoon with the serve for Carthage. It'll be Reynolds on serve and another serving error. We have had 3 service errors already here in this 4th set. Rasmussen. Nope. (4-2) Carthage. Shanlin spinning ahead. Phil back towards Wilkes. Does her best with it. Wilkes again. Set back towards Stensland. In the middle, Kavanaugh. And it's 5-2 Carthage.
Carthage opening up a quick early lead here. Elmhurst can't afford to fall too far behind.
Make it 6-2 Lady Reds. Timeout.
Yep, Julie Hall, knowing that they can already down 2 sets, they can't afford to be much further down, calling a quick timeout here. Carthage coming out firing right now.
Volleyball tonight here on Blue Jay TV. Carthage up 2-1 in a matchup of 2 nationally ranked programs. Elmhurst ranked 7th, or Carthage ranked 7th, Elmhurst ranked 24th. Both programs have won 13 matches this year, but it is Carthage sitting 2-0 in the CCIW right now, with Elmhurst at it 1-1. Yes, there's a lot of volleyball to go, and specifically for Elmhurst, many of those will be played at home here in CCIW action. They do have 2 other home matches against North Park and Illinois Wesleyan in conference play. They'll also be at Augustana and at Wheaton. But as Kevin was talking about very early on in our broadcast today, it's almost a virtual must-win for Elmhurst to try to stay in the middle of that race. How about the swat from Wilkes? Big side out.
Cross-court kill for Caitlin Wilkes. Tucking that one in the opposite corner. Elmhurst, a much-needed side out here. Still find themselves down 3 early in the 4th.
Julie Hall digging into her bench for the first time. It's Melissa Milkey today, serving. Junior for the Blue Jays has pulled Elmhurst to within 6-4. From the back row, Zarmak. And missed from Demkowski. 6-5.
3 straight points for Elmhurst, just what they needed.
Out comes the towel again. Milky with a long service run. Eased ahead by Kavanaugh. Seven, 5 Carthage. Polizzi serving.
Carthage quickly opening it back up to 3 points.
Lesson does her best of the net. Pankratz aims it towards Demkowski, and it's now 9-5. Carthage has answered every time Elmhurst has attempted to respond here in the fourth. Polizzi just over the net. And that would have been the fourth hit anyhow for Elmhurst.
Blue Jays just not crisp again here. Errant passes. Not good setups either. Find themselves down 5. And again, not a really good pass for the Blue Jays off the receive.
Just seem to be out of position right now.
No real swings for Elmhurst offensively. Everything just trying to send it over and keep it alive. And meanwhile, Carthage is picking them apart.
11-5. And a quick huddle from the Blue Jays. Lesson. Yes.
Oh, there you see it. Hannah Lesson and Elmhurst finally able to go up and take a swing. They put it down, but the Blue Jays down 5. Need to put some points on the scoreboard here. Down 2-1.
Blocked.
Free ball. Let's see if Elmhurst can use it.
Wilkes. Punched over. Zarmak off the noggin of the blockers.
Couple good opportunities for the Blue Jays in succession.
11-7. Demkowski. Mighty. Zarmak. Out of the reach of Polizzi.
That one just kind of ate up 3 cars between the block and ate up Polizzi a little bit. 3 straight for Elmhurst now. Trying to fight their way back into this.
Demkowski over. Lesson from the back.
Another 3-ball opportunity for Elmhurst.
Wilkes short. Wilkes in the middle, blocked individually by Kavanaugh. 12-8.
Good point for Carthage, ending the Elmhurst run after the Blue Jays had pulled to within 3.
Zarmak.
Job by Carthage to keep that one alive.
Zarmak again, yes.
Sam Zarmak, a powerful swing from the outside for Elmhurst. Brings the Blue Jays to within 3. Just need to get a couple points at a time here.
Out comes the towel. Double hit.
Elmhurst just trying to fight their way back in, a point at a time. Pulled to within 2 now.
Morgan serving. Kavanaugh taps. Reynolds battles Kavanaugh at the net. Back towards Kavanaugh. Milky may have been out as she handled it. Demkowski in the back row. Ranging ahead is Medea. Medea with a set. Milky, too long.
Good rally, but the Blue Jays with another error.
(13-10) Carthage. Medea And Morgan in the back row. Demkowski from the back. Zarmak. Dug out by Kavanaugh, and issues for Pankratz on the set.
Pankratz, I wasn't sure if she was trying to set that one up or trying to just dump that one over, but nonetheless, into the net it goes. Free point for the Blue Jays.
Aaron Thill dropping back. 13-11 Carthage. Pankratz ahead to Medea, blocked. Medea will try again. Lesson to her knees. Reynolds at Shanlin. Medea deep. Zarmak short and down.
Sam Zarmak, good recognition that time, picking her spots again. Had Carthage off balance, goes over the block to the floor, and Elmhurst within a point now after being down by as many as 6 early on, and Carthage will call timeout.
13-12, Carthage with the advantage. Other CCIW matches this week, tomorrow, or Thursday I should say. Lake Forest will be at Carthage. Friday, Illinois Wesleyan will host an invitational. They'll welcome Wisconsin Platteville, and also Culver Stockton and Robert Morris this weekend.
Blue Jays have the weekend off this week. No tournament for Elmhurst. They head to the road for the first time in conference play next week. Traveling to Augustana College next Tuesday before hosting UW-Whitewater on the 6th. So big run by Elmhurst. They have pulled to within a point here, 13-12. See if the Blue Jays can notch things up at 13.
Aaron Thill out of the timeout. Jordan Burkholder. Burkholder with 42 kills this year in 13 matches. A big one there. Reynolds. Yes.
Cross-court winner for Megan Reynolds that time, putting the ball directly between Pankratz and Kavanaugh. 14-13 Carthage. Elmhurst still down just a point.
DC Smith is back. Medea.
Good job by Medea recognizing the Elmhurst defense. Goes short down the sideline, puts it in. 15-13 as Cahoon back in to serve as Medea has the seat. Cahoon came on early just to be a serving specialist.
BC Smith, shallow. Back towards Stensland.
Elmhurst just sitting back on their heels. Way too big of a hole that time for Carthage, and Stensland just picks it apart.
(16-13) Carthage.
Elmhurst was within a point on a couple of occasions, but 2 straight by the Lady Reds.
Free ball for Carthage. Reynolds to the back row. Jump at the net. A lift from Thill.
That 50-50 ball goes Carthage's way. Thill called for the double hit now, or for the lift, and now it's 17-13 Carthage.
DC Smith deep. 17-13 Carthage. VC Smith again blocked. Zarmak from the back. Blocked by Reynolds. Stensland has it blocked on the left side defensively. Jump ball. And finally a one by Demkowski.
4 straight points by Carthage, not what Elmhurst needed. 18-13 now.
V.C. Smith off the net initially. Cahoon steps up defensively. Reynolds missed it, not by much.
Carthage has retaken command now of this set and this match. Already up 2-1.
And a lift for Carthage.
That will end the Carthage run at 6 straight. It went from a 1-point contest in this set. Now back to a 5-point lead. Jackie Pavalonis in for the first time.
And Elmhurst in the nets. Points slipping away for the Blue Jays here in the fourth set, down 2-1.
They just can't hand Carthage free points here. We said that the whole match and reiterate it now. V.C. Smith going cross court, tucking that one in just in front of the line judge. Makes it 20-15, but Elmhurst really, Tim, they have to put some points on the board right now.
Alyssa Milkey will try her best. Kavanaugh in the middle, off the blockers. Elmhurst with some changes up front. Jackie Pavalonis is in there. And it's 21-15.
Carthage wanting to sub, having some issues with the scorers table right now. Down official over to talk to him. There's a sub for Carthage, and Julia Hall will take her last time out here. Not looking very good for the Blue Jays at this point, though. They trail it by 6.
Carthage looking to up their CCIW record to 3-0. The Lady Reds, number 7 in the AVCA poll. Chady Polizzi was the substitution for Carthage that caused the momentary delay. And she'll be serving. Aiming at Milkey. V.C. Smith steps up. On the left side, Demkowski. Here's V.C. Smith. Short. Just over the blockers, and staying back on it was Polizzi. Led to the opening.
V.C. Smith outhandle lesson in to serve for Elmhurst. Was 21-15, right? So it should be 21-16 now. The scoreboard's off again. Having some issues there at the scorers table tonight.
Over off of Phil. And down for Demkowski. They're going to hold up play here to make sure things are correct.
Should be 22-16, I believe. Could be that the scoreboard just malfunctioning at the moment as well, too. Yep.
22-16.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes. They're just going to turn it off and try and restart it, see if that works. Meanwhile, they'll play on without it. Demkowski serving. There it is, 22-16. Scoreboard's correct. Wilkes with an attack on the right edge. Back towards Kavanaugh. Up steps Novak. Novak again. High into the ceiling. Kavanaugh over. And Phil converts.
Phil just trying to throw that across the net in the set and threw it off the hands of Medea. 22-17.
Checking on the alignment perhaps here.
Checking the rotation and a sub coming here for the Blue Jays as well. They've got it right.
Perry Morgan serving, 22-17 in the fourth. Elmhurst down 2-1. Medea dug out by Morgan. Novak charging ahead. Medea again. Reynolds in the middle. Oh, so close.
Trying to put it deep, but just a little too much on that one for Megan Reynolds.
23-17. Reynolds converts.
Well, the Blue Jays, Carthage was in this position before. They had fought their way back from a big deficit in the second set. Not over, but the Blue Jays really have to put some points on the board here behind Aaron Thill's serve. Otherwise, Carthage serving for the match.
Reynolds. Yes.
There's one. Got to go a point at a time here if you're the Blue Jays.
23-19. Aaron Thill serving deep. Up is Medea. And it will be a match point for Carthage. Reynolds trying to keep it going. Medea off the net. That's it. Medea ends it with a kill. Carthage wins in 4 sets in the matchup of nationally ranked foes tonight. Scores: Carthage 25, Elmhurst 18, Elmhurst 28, Carthage 26, 25-18 and 25-19 for Carthage, who wins in 4 sets to improve to 14-2 on the year and 3-0 in the CCIW. Elmhurst falls to 13-4, 1-2 in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. That'll put the finishing touches on our broadcast here from R.A. Fagenal Hall tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. For my broadcast partner, Kevin Jude, and for our entire crew, Director Glenn and cameraman Phil, I'm Tim Calderwood. Good night.
have had a great experience at Elmhurst. I'm obviously involved with the volleyball program. We're like sisters. It was instant friends as soon as I came here. Every year, the seniors get to pick places where we want to go for a tournament. So we've been to California, Colorado, Boston, and it's just been a fun experience because not only do we play volleyball, we also get to do touristy types of things. I would say we're pretty close because we practice 5 days a week for 2.5 hours. We're lifting, we're doing bonding things, and we're traveling on the weekends. So you're pretty much with these girls for 3 months every single day for hours. So we're all pretty close.